Hello, my name is Jacob. Today I'm going to be showing you guys tutorial number 3. We're going to go over Gaussian blur and motion blur and a bunch of just simple transitions and stuff to do in After Effects that is a bit more advanced than the last one. So I put 2 clips in here. Today we're using a gameplay clip and another one. These are totally just random and just don't really have anything special going on. Well, the first thing we want to do is we want to make a transition between these 2 clips, so from this clip to this clip. So we want to go right here where the first clip ends and the next one starts. We want to make sure they're both lined up perfectly. When they're lined up, we want to go into effects and presets, for example, and we want to find whatever effect we want to use for the transition. So we could, for example, use the Gaussian blur, for example this one or whatever, but today we're not going to do that. We're going to go on the first clip here. We're going to hold control and use the arrow keys, and we're going to use the left arrow key, and we're going to do that 15 times. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So now we went 15 frames back just before the clip switches, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, and we're gonna control shift D again. So now we have the cut right here, and we have 15 frames on each side, which makes the transition 30 frames. You then want to go at the start of the 15 frames right here. You want to open it up by the little arrow, press transform. You want to keyframe the rotation or whatever you want to use. We're going to use position, keyframe the position. There we go. And then we're going to just keep it at this right here. Go to 15 frames forward. And then we're going to keyframe, we're going to put it to something like, let's go 1 frame back so we can see what's going on. We're going to do something like right here, where it kind of one side matches up with the middle right here. So the left side goes all the way to the middle. Then we're going to go to the start of this clip right here. And we're going to go in the little arrow, press transform, keyframe the position again, and we're going to move the clip to sort of the middle where we had before. And then we're going to go to the end of the clip, and we're going to do this is the end of the clip, and we're just going to go all the way back. So that is 960 right there. Then we're gonna select them all, press F9 so we ease them. Now if we watch it through, I'm gonna mute the audio actually really quickly. There we go, just for the sake of the video. So as you can see now, it kind of does this little back and forwards. We might actually want it to go even further, so we're gonna go back here, select the keyframe, go to position, and then maybe even make it go to 500 and maybe just 2500. Yeah, 2500. We're gonna go to the other clip over here and make sure that also is the same thing, so 2500. Now if we watch it back now, I'm gonna go all the way over there and back, just like so. You can change this however you want. You can make it go all the way out of the screen, whatever you want to do. There's also a bunch of different transitions you can do that I'll go over in a bit. Now we're going to go into effects and presets. Remember, if you can't see this window, you go under window and press effects and presets, or press Ctrl 5. When under effects and presets, we're going to search for a basic plugin called Motion Tile. You're going to type Motion Tile. Now this is going to be under stylize, and you simply want to drag the motion tile onto the first clip here. Now as you can see up in the effects controls, you're going to have this kind of I'm going to remove that one real quick. Yeah, you're going to have this kind of simple, just nothing's really happened yet, because this is a thing you completely have to customize. You want to go to the last frame of the clip, and you're going to go to tile width, actually output width and output height, and you just want to take the output width all the way to the end, and then press mirror edges, or not, but I personally prefer mirror edges. Then you want to press Ctrl C, when selecting the motion tile up in the effects controls and press Ctrl V on the other clip. So now if we watch it through, it's gonna kind of do this little swipe thing. Just like so. If we watch it back, it's gonna do this little swipe one side, swipe back to the other side. You can make this a lot smoother in many ways, like, you know, as you can see, it kind of freezes at this frame here because you're not making it go fast enough. So we can kind of go to this one and change it so it just kind of, you kind of just have to sit and fiddle with it until it fits perfectly and looks good. But this is like a simple transition to go from one clip to another. So watch it back. There we go. Now I'm quickly just gonna reset all those. There we go. And I'm just gonna go all the way back. All right, there we go. Now that we're back at these two, we're gonna do a simple little kill effect when we get a kill, of course. So let's say there's a kill at the start of the video here. Let's say right here, the person who owns the video gets a kill. So right there, you want to go to kind of just where the kill is, and you can go into Gaussian, Gaussian blur right here, and you want to go into under the one under blur and sharpen, and you kind of just want to press Ctrl Shift D right where you get the kill, and just like around 15 frames as well. We can count it: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ctrl Shift D, drag the Gaussian blur right on here, and you kind of just wanna, oh, I already have one on. You kind of just wanna turn this all the way up. Let's go one frame forward so we can see what's happening. Gonna put the quality at full. As you can see, when I drag this up, the camera is getting kind of blurry. If we watch that back real quick, as you can see now, I'm gonna put it at full just for this. You can see right when you get the kill, it kind of gets like blurry. This is an effect you can use for transitions or really anything you want to do. It doesn't have to be gaming at all. You can use it for camera lens to make it kind of blurry, whatever you want. I'm gonna show you another way to use the effect now. We're gonna go right here, and we're gonna go remove the Gaussian blur, and we're gonna go somewhat like 20 frames before we get the kill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Usually I would do more if it was a real montage or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And we should have split that, but actually it doesn't matter. Now the whole clip's just gonna be blurry before. We can make this a bit smaller then. And we're gonna put the blurriness to something like, let's put it at full, the quality. Something like this, where it's kind of blurry. And then when you get to the actual kill, right here, it's gonna be completely just normal, like non-blurriness, which kind of makes it so it kind of has a pop when you get the kill. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. We're gonna run it at half since the video is lagging a bit when I'm trying to render it. I'll watch it through again. So as you can see, it's blurry. When you get the kill, it's gonna be completely just back to normal. Now you don't completely have to have this like sudden change in your blurriness. You can delete the Gaussian blur, and you can kind of just drag the Gaussian blur on here. So for example, if this is the start of the video, you can keyframe it, and you can just completely put on so much blur that you can barely see what's on the screen. Go halfway through the clip, little over half, put it to something like 0 or just like 2 maybe if you want a bit of blur on it. And then if you watch it through now, it's gonna go from completely blurry to just no blurriness at all. Now the next thing I'm gonna show you is something called motion blur. So we're gonna go over to the place where we made the transition, and I'm gonna use a preset I have for a transition. Transition. So as you can see, there's a bunch of transitions I have downloaded here, other people's presets. We can also scroll down, and there's one called transition down here. Now you have a bunch of transitions that After Effects has already made that you're ready to use. So we're just gonna drag where we want the transition. I'm just gonna drag, example, card wipe on. So now, as you can see, it's gonna have this little card wipe effect. I'm gonna drag that at the start of this clip too. As you can see, it has that. We're gonna go something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 frames. And we're gonna go under the card wipe and we're gonna do transition completion. We're gonna mark that. We're gonna put that to 0. And we're gonna go back here and we're gonna put that at something like, we can just do 100 actually. So now if we watch it through, it's gonna have this little card wipe. I'm gonna remove the card wipe from this side. So if we watch it now, it's gonna have that little quick like swipe over the screen, just like so, that kind of goes into the new clip. Now you can do this in a lot of different ways. You can do it so it kind of ends at 50% and then you put the card wipe on the other clip as well. Go to the first frame, put the transition completion at 50% and keyframe it, and then go some frames forward and put it at 100%. So now if we watch it through, that looks a lot better, just like so. So as you can see, when it goes to 50%, it's going to switch to the new clip and the transition is going to keep going. Now, if you're making a transition yourself, just like we did before, we're going to do that again real quick. I'm going to go over to our clip right here. And we're going to go 15 frames backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we're gonna, oh, I forgot to cut it at the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And cut it. It doesn't have to be very precise. You can't really tell a difference from 1 or 2 frames anyway when it's kind of in a transition. But now that we have our 2 little cuts here, that's 30 frames in total. We're just gonna make a transition again. This time we're gonna open the same thing. We're gonna do transform, but this time we're gonna do scale. And then we're gonna put the scale to something like, we're gonna keep it at 100% to start off with, keyframe it. Then we'll go to the end of this clip. And we're gonna do something like 25%. Then we're gonna go to the start of the next clip. Open the transform, do scale, do 25%. Go to the end of this clip, end of it is here, and do 100%. Keyframe them all. So now if we watch it through, it's gonna zoom out and in on the next clip. And we're gonna add we can for example add the motion tile again we had before. Right here, drag it on the first clip. Go to the end, and this time we have to put the output width on and the output height. I'm on the wrong clip. So if we just want to make it so it completely covers everything, and the output height needs to be correct as well. You don't have to. You can put a small like black bar on it by doing this, for example. But we're just gonna fill out the entire thing. And we're gonna do mirror edges. Actually, let's not do mirror edges for this one. And we're gonna copy the motion tile and put it on the other clip. There we go. So now if we watch it through, it's gonna do this little zoom out and zoom in on the next clip, which looks like really clean. Now we're gonna do under effects and presets, we're gonna search for motion blur, and there's gonna be these different ones, but we're not gonna do those ones. We're gonna click on the clip, and you're gonna see this little kind of free circular things, which is called motion blur. Now you're gonna go down to the clip. So you can see this one is selected, and you're gonna press on the little box here, so motion blur, and do the same one for this one. There we go. Now if we watch the clip through, as you can see right here, it has a bunch of motion blur on the sides. So if I turn it off and watch it through, oh, wrong clip. As you can see, giant difference. So now if we watch it through, it's gonna be a lot cleaner. As you can see. Now this almost looks professional.